I do. Yeah, you know we're wild and party. Menage a drizzle with night shizzle. Selena Kyle, Felicia Hardy, huh? That's the pussy I like, yeah, puts me in the zone. Imagine living my life adamantium bones. And you best back off me, bub, or I'm popping them things. So they stay up on the grizzy, stacking Bruce Wayne change. I mean Bruce Wayne money, stacking Bruce Wayne money. Bruce Wayne money, stacking Bruce Wayne money. And you know we custom fitted, looking Tony Stark fresh. Got a mean red head, double D's on a chest.
Face it, Tiger, yeah, you just hit the jackpot.
Riding real clean, keep $1 million in the stash box. Mashing with this hustle, cause nothing's off the juggernaut. Known to murder beats, you can call me Cletus Cassidy. Wait, how about Kazar, cause I live amongst the savagery. Thanks for tuning in, it's about that time. Johnny V, Scholar, and your dude, Tom Devine. How to show up on the internet, I'm just being honest, man. Hit him with the catchphrase, yeah, we keep it calm.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to a comic book look, Tom and Skylar edition. The rest of the boys bailed on us like chumps. Just kidding, John. I hope you feel better, dog. But, today we're here and we're ready to talk about comic books. Bunch of new series, a bunch of new things. Skylar has been reading comic books. He has a bunch of things to say as well.
Day in and day out.
So, let's start right off. But first of all, Skylar, what's up, dog?
How's it going?
It's going well, man. It's going well. Getting those comics in. I'm actually all caught up on my comic books. I have no backlog that I've had for about 4 years. So now it's time for me to start exploring new series. So it's like I'm actually like a really exciting place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now for comics. How about you? What's going on with you?
Oh, just doing my thing,
What's your thing, man?
Working, living, doing some stand-up comedy.
Yes. So now you're a part of a comic book look as a comic. You're substituting being a comic for reading comics. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's kind of the avenue I've taken. I had misunderstood what the direction the show was going to be going, so...
Yeah, I could tell that. I'm glad that after about 7 years, or about 6 years later, that you're able to kind of get on board and understand, you know what, this is a comic book look. I should just be a comic. And so now...
Right.
I guess you're free. You don't have to read comic books anymore. I don't know if anybody told you that yet, so you're set on that. Okay. But you're still welcome on the show. Just try to keep it to a minimum amount of talking. Don't look directly into the camera ever.
Sure.
And we'll just take it from there. Probably one at a time. This is kind of like a trial run. See if you can still be a part of the show.
Yeah. So and if it doesn't work out next week, I'll show up as a human statue.
Perfect. Yep. So. Yeah. Off screen.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right.
Hold on. While we're on that real quick, I'm going to be, I don't know if we've got any viewers in the Iowa City area, but I'm going to be on a competition there.
What? You're representing a comic book look in a competition?
Of course I'll be representing a comic book look. I'll be there with my comic book look t-shirt on. So if anybody comes around, come say hi.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But seriously, though, Iowa City, you guys better be representing.
It's the Floodwater Freshest Comics competition. April 14th in Iowa City. You can look it up.
Yeah, and we'll put a link. I'll put a link underneath the video, so definitely check down below on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever. We'll make sure we're having it. If you're not already following Skylar, make sure you are, so then you can see when he's going to come to a city near you. Not that you'd want to go, but good chance to throw tomatoes or whatever. And so we got the first one I want to talk about. I thought I had a new... Oh, right here. This is my favorite new series. Okay. You can tell from the covers, looks pretty girly, right? Stars a girl, it's like a girl with lipstick. And it is...
A lot of pink.
Yeah, a lot of pink. It's real girly. It's about this girly girl. No, I'm just kidding. She's not girly girl at all.
She looks like a real badass.
Exactly. She is, and she may not be human, I don't know, but what the deal is she is a race car driver, and she has like 2 different lives. She's like starting to become the biggest race car driver on the professional circuit, and this takes place in some alternate future where, social media is expanded to being like ever present. There's like drones with cameras everywhere, all sorts of weird stuff. Well, her dad, quote unquote, used to be a mechanic and was a racer, or is her current mechanic and used to be a race car driver, and is like raising her, but it turns out that that's not exactly her dad, as what we know right now. Only 4 issues in. So then,
Skylar, close your eyes.
We're filming.
I don't care. I have to get to my bedroom.
Okay. All right, my naked wife just walked by. Skylar did close his eyes. I promise, right? We'll see about that. But anyway, Motor Crush. It is this girl has this other life besides the professional driver thing. She's also like the best driver on this undercover, like underground circuit where they like beat the shit out of each other as they race, and they race for this thing called Crush, and their bikes can be. You can feed it to your bike and or your car or whatever, and it will perform better, but then later your car may become addicted to this thing like it's a drug. But then she also drinks it to live, whereas in other people that drink it, they can die, but if they drink in small doses, they get all fucked up. Like, it's a cool drug as well. And then, like, this world revolves around this Crush, but she's trying to figure out why she has to drink it, and people are stealing it from her, and she's got, like, this badass girlfriend who's, like, super hot, and, I mean...
And there's a lot of objectifying sexy poses.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it is, like, femme power, but it's also, like, I fucking love it, you know? I mean, super badass. The art is, it's the style. Every single character has, like, a sick-ass, like, style. Everybody looks badass. And it's... Actually, what it is, I mean, I don't know if I've talked about it before, but I am like a sucker for racing. I mean, I fucking love Initial D. I did a whole episode on it, the anime show, strictly about just racing and drifting. I love Fast and the Furious. I've seen every single one in the movie theater. I mean, they're like my guilty pleasure. I mean, I absolutely everything. Bullet, any of the even bad ones like that old Tom Cruise one. You know, like what was that, Thunder something or another? I don't know, but I watch them all because I fucking love racing, and so this is just about racing. But then it brings like this really stylistic thing that this artist, what's her name, Babs Tarr. She is super awesome.
Is it working?
I hope you guys can see my wife is ducking under the camera right now. She has clothes on this time. And and then Cameron Stewart, who all love Cameron Stewart, clearly, and then Brendan Fletcher, which I don't really know, I'm not familiar with him very, with that guy at all. But so now in the latest one, number 4, it just like got super amped up because you're getting all this backstory, shit's going, Crush is going, you kind of got a feel of the races, the world, the characters, and then finally in 4, shit like starts getting real. So she like meets this crazy weird character right there, spoiler, and this guy
weird character. It's a big time spoiler. It's very specific.
Yeah, I mean it's not. I mean, spoiler as what it looks like, but that guy also has to drink Crush. She actually doesn't drink Crush. Mostly she just puts it in an inhaler and puffs it on.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it's kind of like, whatever.
I was wondering why I saw a lot of those shots of her. I was
Yeah.
like, thought maybe she's an asthmatic.
Yeah, I mean, that's what she's all about, is just popping that Crush. But it's comes to light that her dad's not her dad. There's a bunch of other shit at work. She catches her dad, like, trying to burn some stuff of her past. And then this guy pops out of nowhere and is like, I'm just like you, I'm going to help you out. And so I'm, like, super excited for the next one, which is a great thing for a new series. Yeah. So it's like, only 4 issues deep. Go back and get all 4. The trade will be out in a few issues. Wait for the trade. Image. Clearly, unlike other comic books. Cool concept. Very strong female lead, but really badass supporting characters, and a very, very stylish, like, I guess, like, fashion forward.
Yeah, well, and I like speaking on that, like, different framing for the TV interview, like stuff like that
yes.
establishes a feeling on the page. I really like when...
And that has a lot to do with the world, I think. It, like, builds this world because of that kind of stuff,
Sure.
Which is super dope. And so, yeah, I mean, I definitely think you have to get this because it's really, really good. So, I mean, all my new books look girly, but if any of them are the most girly, it's Snotgirl. Snotgirl is...
Such a strange title.
Yes. I mean, the reason I got this, I mean, clearly the reason I got it is Brian Lee O'Malley is writing it. He wrote Scott Pilgrim. Love Scott Pilgrim. It's like, my book, when the first 3 are borrowed out right now because it's my book. When anybody's like, well, I don't really read comics, I'm always like, well, start with this because everybody likes Scott Pilgrim. It's super easy to read. It's great. So this book, so what, I mean, some comic book lookers will know, but what's with this girl that maybe I would like?
I don't know. Green hair, maybe?
So, maybe, I don't know. Maybe does she have green hair? So, yeah. Definitely, I've declared my extreme weirdness for girls with green hair, that I like it. So, I'm on board. Does she have to have a booger in her nose on every cover? Yeah, I guess she fucking does. So, that's weird, too. You know, I guess...
That's weird, because that's why I was into it. So she's got that post-nasal drip, just like me.
Just like you. And so, that's weird. But then it is literally a kind of this, it's literally a story of an LA Instagram model / fashion blogger and her intricacies on like everything. She freaks out over everything and everything's the biggest deal and my latte's wrong and I don't know if I should do this and I have so many decisions, life's so hard. And she really doesn't do anything at all. I mean, it literally is like a person that is unlikable, but like a lot of people, I'm sure, in the real world. And so it's, you know, it's like I want to keep on reading it because it is kind of interesting. It's like, you know, she's hot. It shows like this weird fashion world, but unlike Motor Crush, which kind of did that as well, there's no badass racing or anything. There's mostly just like other outfits and who's going to what party and who are my real friends and
that
like
sounds terrible.
Oh,
it's like an episode of Entertainment News.
Yeah, so it is. It's like the people that love Entertainment News or like love TMZ, like this is for them. You know, so it's not me. So I got
yeah, and I don't even know if this is actually for them because those people want to follow like
real
celebrities
people
and stuff. And this is just
so
like
that's why I'm like, is this a satirical look? You know, I still let's step back. You know, like it has to be, right? Because first of all, the writer's a dude. He's from Canada. This is a girl who's like was with one dude, is still obsessed with this one boyfriend. She's like 28 years old. She like thinks her life is coming apart. It's not in any way. Everything is completely fine. She's a perfectly normal person. I'm like, is this just like pointing fingers at girls that are like that? But then there's not like any jabs. It's like it's very literal. And then they try to throw in this thing where like maybe she's on medicine to get rid of her allergies for her snot, and she like sees a murder maybe, and then the person isn't murdered, and what happened on that night, and it isn't really explained or anything. But then it's like, so it can't be like a satirical look because this is like kind of a serious kind of thing that's going on.
Kind of look like it's going to turn into a whodunit.
Yeah, it is. It already is kind of like there's a whodunit going on, and
and she just has allergies. Is that the only significance of the snot girl?
It's the only thing. She's on Instagram. She's perfect. Nobody's ever known that she has snot. You know, like in her social media, on her blog, she's perfect. Everybody thinks she's perfect. She's perfect. She's a perfect girl. She like judges people. Like she looks around. She's like, "You're okay. You're kind of pretty. Oh, you're pretty enough to hang out with me." Like that's like shit she would actually say.
Right.
So like I fucking hate her. You know. And then
it's good to start with an unlikable character.
Yeah, totally. But then, so nobody can see her. She's so vulnerable because she has allergies. Nobody can see this. And somebody did. And, you know, it's like, oh my God. And she calls me Snotgirl. And it's like, she tells me it's cute, but I don't think it's cute. I mean, those are all real things. I mean, come on, man. You gotta be fucking kidding me. So, maybe not for me, you know.
Yeah.
Not my demographic,
on that one.
But like the 17-year-old girl in Southern California, I mean, you know, give it a shot, you know, and girls, let's get the green hair thing going. All right, so now Skylar's going to get to his book that he's been getting into, and so how's it been?
This book's been.
Oh, did you forget it again? You know what, dude? Here, don't even worry about it. We'll cover that on the next episode.
Okay. Yeah,
okay. We'll get that on the next episode. It's really interesting, though. So I'll just go into my next one.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
If that's cool. All right, so this is another image. Surprise, surprise, right? Oh, is this image? Ah, fuck it. Yeah, the other one was image too. So you know, I guess I'm the image fanboy. I really am, because this is another image.
Yeah, you usually are.
Yep.
And you know what? That's not a bad thing to be.
No,
because Image puts out a lot of good books.
Exactly. Where's the first cover or first one of these? So let me see here, folks.
Our very organized comic table.
I thought, oh, there it is. Yep. See, I got all 3. 4-part series, guys. So, but this is the like, where's Snotgirl? I don't know. There's something about Snotgirl that I still like. I'm gonna keep picking it up. I think though. I didn't say that enough.
Still intrigued enough?
Yeah. I don't know why.
You ripped on it for the entire
possibly
time you
only
talked
green
about
hair.
it.
Possibly only green hair. Literally, that could be the only reason. I don't know. Brian Lee O'Malley. I feel like it's got to get better or something.
That explains your crush on the Joker, actually.
Exactly. See, this is... I just keep them right next to each other. So... That I'm going to keep picking up. Like, this one, I'm glad it's ending in one issue. It sucks, because a 4-issue Southern crime romance. You know, I don't know. Maybe that could be something cool. Some Quentin Tarantino-esque shit or something, you know. And it is okay.
The Bonnie and Clyde story.
Yeah. It is similar. There is kind of elements to that, but it's all about this, like, two people partners, and there's, like, different storylines, and these 2 people work together and did some crimes, and now have different paths and are trying to work different angles, and it's kind of all coming together. And it's kind of being like this, you know, told through different times and flashbacks and all sorts of different things. So the story itself is like... not as good as like True Criminal, or what was that show with Woody Harrelson and on HBO?
True Crime.
Was it True Crime? I don't know.
No, I think that's a documentary series. I don't know.
Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson, you know, like, obviously I can't believe I can't think of it, but anyway, it was like the best show. I talked about it on here all the time. It was HBO, and then the next season sucked because they weren't in it. Well, this is like trying to be something like that, almost. Where it's like there's this detective, and you know there's like these criminals, and there's the girl, and there's this other side girl, and there's like the red herrings, and who knows whatever. But even though I'm not down with the story, this art and the storytelling is like next fucking level. Like, I want this guy who's doing this art, what's his name? Chris Brunner. I will be getting every single thing he does. Now, I don't know if Jason Latour is just, like, really descriptive on his panels, but there are panels in here, or the way that the guy shows back, where I want to kind of... I don't even know if this is the best. Like, shit like this. Like, these are quick panels. The way that this whole thing works... So I'm going to show Skylar, and then I'll point to you. You know, like, you get a feeling on exactly what's happening with the car right away. So you're like, you're going 80 miles an hour. It's, 6 o'clock in the morning and 2.5 RPMs. And then it's like, she's all fucked up in the back. Then it goes into this. But then it cuts into this thing where it's like, okay, these could all be panels. And they are sometimes, like, but this is an actual scene as well. You know?
Right, yeah.
And
it looks like it. Literal videotape. Like.
Yeah, but then this breaks it up, so it's still the same thing, but it still breaks it up, and then it breaks the last one, and these are all different ones, but your eyes know where to go, and it, like, in turn tells, like, multiple fucking stories, and this isn't the only example of that.
Show them page.
Sorry. So, like, here's like, you know, you first look at this, where the car's going.
The heads-up display of the car.
Going in here, and then, so you already have, like, a feel... And then what I was talking about here is, like, this page is really nice, 3 panels across, 5 panels down, all the way through. It should be like this, but then, like, here's a full picture, these are separate, here's a full picture. Actually, like, here's a picture and here's a picture. And that's only, like, one example. So he does different tricks like this shit, like, and then flashbacks are all in different color and with a lot of those dots for toning. And then he plays, like, these panel tricks all the time that are just great, and then has, like, and then at the end is not afraid to just go for a splash. So these splashes, I assume, are the writer, saying splash, splash. But if he's getting down and telling all these specific panels, it's like, this writer is amazing, but what I'm assuming is this artist just fucking knows how to tell a story in comic books so well that I've been, I don't know why I haven't heard this guy before, maybe because I haven't been looking at new comics in a long time and trying to get through what I have, but it's like, I will be looking at what he's done and what he has done in the past, because Loose Ends isn't my favorite comic book, but I can tell, like, I love the art that is presented.
Yeah, and that's like the next level of what I was pointing out in Moto Crush too, where they had a slightly different panel for the news shots and stuff like that. That's a really cool way to manipulate the story and be able to do things without 15 years earlier do a flashback page or something. You can just establish that these flashbacks are done this way, and the panel looks this way when they're high on a drug. Then you don't have to specifically point out those things. You can tell it with the art.
Exactly, and I always like, show me, don't tell me way more, The other thing is where the storytelling is always so fluid. I see a lot of other people do that kind of shit. Like, they do try to break it up and they do try to do it, and even in Motor Crush, they're trying to do different things, but there are like jarring unflows in Motor Crush where I'm like, I can tell the person who's doing this panels at Babs Tar, in like 5 years, if she continues on a monthly comic book, I don't know if she's been doing monthly comic books for a long time. I'm assuming not. Because I feel like her flow could get better. Whereas in Loose Ends, it's like, this story I don't like nearly as much as Motor Crush, but everything works so perfectly. There's not a gimmick that doesn't hold over for me. And it's pretty great. There's a lot of different things that make Loose Ends super unique. I just wish the overall story was, I don't know, something that was drawing me out more. Which sucks. But so beer rankings I haven't even done. Snotgirl, this isn't going to make a lot of sense, but 2 beers, still going to keep reading it. Motor Crush,
Special considerations.
Yeah, 5 out of 6 beers. Can't wait to keep reading it. Loose Ends, 3 out of 6 beers. Glad it's gonna be over. Art wise, 7 out of 6 beers.
Yeah, but so the takeaway is check out Rico Renzi.
Yeah.
And any art that.
Yeah, is that who's doing it? Yeah, because that's who it is. Yeah, art. Yep, exactly. No, Rico Renzi's doing color. Chris Brunner's doing art.
Oh, did I miss
Jason Latour. They just are doing. They're just putting it all weird.
Brunner. Yep. Okay.
Normally you'd think that they're putting it on top. That's why.
Right.
But yeah, so I don't know.
So Brunner, not Renzi.
But still, Renzi's fucking.
Yeah, he's killing it on the color.
Exactly, because all the flashbacks have a lot. Like, color is very dependent.
Right.
But yeah, it's great. It's absolutely great. But the art is. But anyway, yeah. So that's Comic Book Look, man. Let's shut it down. We don't need to waste more time.
Yeah. Keep it comics.